Hello guys, this is Roger69501 and welcome to my channel. Well, the comic I'm gonna display is called, or the name of the comic book is from Image. And it is Spawn Kills Everyone, issue number 1. At least that's what it says on the cover. But I just love the cover. Check this out. Awesome, huh? That came back a couple of years back. Don't quite remember what year exactly, but it's really fun cover. Well, on this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts for Batman issue 61. Here's the cover. Issue number 62 with Mr. Pig on the cover. And part 3 where we see Batman and John Constantine. Part 3. And this story arc is called Knightmares with a K. Well, part 1. I have to say that from all the stories that I have read from Tom King, well, I have to say that this one has been the most strange comic book that I have read so far. I mean, all the stories that I have read from Tom King has been great, awesome. But this one, it was all over the place. It took me a while to figure out. It's kind of like it's all over the place. Well, let's get started. I see if you can understand what I'm trying to say. Well, part 1. Knightmares. Well, this story starts with the death of Bruce Wayne's parents. But as you see, reading the story, you see two stories here, kind of like they are parallel. You see the Bruce Wayne here on this story, it begins being kind of like Bruce Wayne's as we know, and the story ends up being a kid that is not Bruce Wayne, but it goes by the name of Master Bruce. You see, this kid, well, he is crazy. And not only that, he has his own butler, which I believe is more crazier than him. So, the story with the kid here continue from way back from Batman issue number 38. That this is, well, as far as I know, this is the first appearance of this new character, Master Bruce. Just a kid that he believes that he's Master Wayne, or that he's Bruce Wayne. So he wants to kind of like feel victim. He wants to relieve what Bruce Wayne went through with the death of his parents. The thing is that I believe that this kid, this Master Bruce, he's the one who killed his own parents. So, back to the main story. Like I say, it's a bit confusing. So we see Batman and we see the little kid. While Batman is in search for some bad guy, which I don't know where that bad guy come from. Which his name is Gaila. And then from they just punch, kicking. So he find this guy Gaila, he just beat the hell out of them. Because he's still trying to find out who sent KGB to shoot in the head Dick Grayson. That's the whole thing. So they just tell you how the state of mind of Batman is after he got shot. So from there he goes to a train. Then from there we go to the court where we see the bad guy who killed so-called Master Bruce's parents. And we see the little kid that dressed like Bruce Wayne, young Bruce Wayne, and he also dyed his hair to have the same color as Bruce Wayne. So like I say, it's very confusing. And then from there we see that the kid goes to Commissioner Gordon because he wants to kind of like have a closure with the death of his parents by seeing the bad guy who got apprehended by Batman. As we can see here. I know, I'm telling you, it's really confusing. The thing is that Bruce Wayne had like those shaved blades, the Gillette one, the one blade on his pocket. So he used it and cut the bad guys or the assassin, his parents' killer. He just slashed the hell out of this guy's neck. So he killed the guy. Not only that, he has on his cheek, he kind of like carved himself with a shaving blade, Bruce and Martha. So this guy's really screwed up. He's really way out. So the kid said, "Oh, I'm always gonna seek vengeance forever," and that was the end of it. That was it. It's kind of like it was the end from this story from over here, which has nothing to do, which I'm not sure you have something to do with Nightmares. Now we go to issue number 62. So here we see now the whole style change, the art change, the colors change. Check this out. I mean, this is really psychedelic. Check that out. I mean, it reminds me of one of those movies from the 60s that they use that they use all kind of colors, different kind of colors on the movies, kind of like make you whatever, to make you feel whatever. Well, that's what this comic book make me feel with all those rich color. God, it's kind of like a nightmare. The thing is that he's trying to survive an attack from Mr. Pig. You see, Batman he's hanging upside down. How he ended up there, we don't know. Why Mr. Pig is there, I don't know either. The thing is that the whole issue goes Batman trying to free himself to apprehend Mr. Pig. That's the whole thing. Now, check that out. See the colors, what I mean? They are really, I mean, it gets to a point that kind of like hurts my eyes. So, the thing is that once he free himself and fight Mr. Pig and win the fight and defeated Mr. Pig, we see that Mr. Pig take off his mask, which happens to be Damien. So Damien, yes, Batman's son, Damien, I know. Well, he's the one that is Mr. Pig. Why he was dressed up as Mr. Pig, I don't know. It's just that's how this book ends. Look, Tom King, look, I like the way that you write. Some people don't like it. I can understand some of the arguments. Okay, that I read, but don't do stories like this again. I mean, it hurts my eyes and hurts my head trying to figure out where this come from, where you trying to go, what you're trying to do. Oh no, and you just wait for the funny part. I haven't finished yet. Issue number 63, part 3, and the last part of this nightmare story. So the story starts where we see Bruce Wayne on the roof waiting. Now remember when Batman and Catwoman, they were supposed to get married, that at the end they decided not to get married, and Catwoman kind of like she got cold feet and said, "I'm out of here." Well, on this story, Catwoman shows up at the rooftop to get married with Bruce Wayne. I mean, obviously, I'll show you. And they finally They got married. And we see Bruce Wayne at the Caribbean with Catwoman in the honeymoon, and they are fighting crime together. The more time they spend together, the more time they spend each other kissing and less fighting crime. I know. So then we see them on the shower while they're on the rooftop. Guess who shows up? Well, John Constantine. See what I mean? Check that out. And John Constantine is right there. Now, to make this whole story short, because he was after Sass. He's not him. Then after that, he went after Two-Face, but it's not him either. So Constantine is following Bruce Wayne all over the place just to get punched by Bruce Wayne. So this is not the first time that John Constantine being punched by somebody, because he had the tendency to be to be a little bit of an ass, because he can be obnoxious. Smart ass obnoxious, which is a bad combination. So the thing is that we see Batman, Catwoman, all dressed up. We see Constantine on the elevator that telling that he's going to the rooftop. On the rooftop, we see Batman holding Catwoman dead on his arm. Same way that God killed Dick Grayson. The thing is that Constantine says, look, have you ever wondered what's been happening all around you? So to make the long story short, all this happens to be a dream. Done by, well, who else? Scarecrow. Now, where is Batman? So just to be poisoned by that Scarecrow, nightmare, whatever. I don't know yet. So according to this is all started as a dream, which ended up being a nightmare. The thing is that Bruce Wayne hasn't woke up. He doesn't know how to get out. Now, how and why, or who told Constantine that Batman was inside of a dream or a nightmare, I don't know. So I hope that issue number 62, the next chapter, will answer those questions. At least, would be nice. So, but I mean, it was confusing. It was really, really confusing. So that it was good. Well, it was more confusing than good. I'm not gonna say that I did not like it. I like it. It's just not as much as the previous stories. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's just all over the place. I mean, it reminds me of this story from the New 52. Remember, there was a story arc that was with Batman and Catwoman. Godtopia. That everything happens to be in where Gotham City, everybody was polite, where everything was good life and pretty and clean. There were no criminals. And then the funny thing is that the suit of Batman, instead to be dark color, it used to be white color, the same as Catwoman. It was called Godtopia. I think it was a 5-issue story arc, which it was pretty good. I like it. It was a fun read. Then in the end, happened just to be a nightmare. I mean, a dream induced by Scarecrow. But it was kind of like the perfect world. So this one, well, is everything but a perfect world. It's kind of like this is the dark version from that Godtopia. So, like I said, I will give it 2 out of 5 because it was all over the place. So if you don't feel like reading it, don't. I mean, you're not gonna miss anything. So let's see what issue number 63 is going to bring the next chapter, because on the next chapter is a new story arc. So I hope that on the next story arc will answer some of the questions from this mess of a story arc. So like I said, 2 out of 5. I'm not going to even bother to choose the best card. Not even that, it was okay. So, yeah, I know. So, well, guys, this is it. I hope that you like this video. See you later. Bye.